Okay, we'll get this show on the road in a little bit here. See if anybody comes on. I don't see that anybody's here yet. What you're looking at is my dashboard of my truck, basically, and the mountains and desert in Arizona. Sun's going down in the west, which is always a good place for it to go down. Whoa, hello. Okay. There I am. Okay. A little bit different setup and view this time. I feel like it should be a little higher. Let me see here. I need a new tripod. This one broke a while ago. Whoa, hello. Okay, let's try it up there. It seems a little high, but maybe. Let's see here. Oh, I want to tilt. Okay, hold on. Oh, this is. Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Good night. Good thing nobody's on here yet. Okay. Anyone out there? Welcome to Ramblin' Live on this Saturday night. I don't see anybody on here yet, but I got a thumbs up. Well, that's weird. If there's anybody on here, let me know you're here. I'm just going to start. Oh. Okay. I need a drink of water first here. Hope you're all doing well tonight. I know a lot of people watch the replay more than the live, so I'm just going to roll. Keep going here. Welcome to Ramblin' Live. I like to do a live stream on Saturdays when I get a chance, when I have something interesting to offer. Yeah, so it is 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Saturday night, December 6th, 2025. Yes, Christmas season, and as you can tell, it's kind of looks like Christmas exploded in my truck here. How's the ambiance? First of all, how's the video and the sound, if anybody's out there? I don't see that anybody's watching, so, but when somebody comes on, let me know how the video and the audio is. And I got my Christmas lights on. Let me know the audio too. I have my truck off, so it's gonna restart every once in a while. It's on opt idle, so there is that, but I have it off, so the sound should be better, at least when it's not running. And yeah, I think we need a little bit more ambiance. What else can we do here? I do have a candle. I do. I haven't lit this for a while. I love candles. Hardly ever light them. We got a lot of candles at home. Yeah, Alpine Forest. Yes. Let's get more ambiance going here. You know, lighters all over the world. Okay, and you can't even see it. What's up with that? You can't even see the ambiance. See, there's the candle. Okay. Well, I can't quite have the candle and the Christmas lights in at the same time. Oh, there we go. Okay. How's that? Actually, since we're going here, let's get some more ambiance. I got a little camp lantern here. Whoa, that's a little bright. But, look at this. Close it. Open it again. Ah. Pretty cool. A little campfire going there. Where can I hang it here? Let's see. I'll hang it off of my knife here. How would that be for some little ambient? Look at this. Christmas lights, a candle, a lantern. It's like we're camping. And my backpack over here, my mandolin, and oh yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep rolling here. So the subject tonight is woodworking project ideas. And so I just thought I would just share. And I've done this before. I do this every year. I usually have about 100. I think last year I had like 100. Then my truck just started, so hopefully you can still hear me. I can move it closer if needed. Maybe I'll do that a little bit. Whoa, hello. But I want you to be able to see all the ambiance here. Oh, you can't see the candle now. Now let's go back a little bit. I want you to be able to see everything. Where's the candle? Okay, we got candle, we got Christmas lights. You got to see all the ambiance here. You got to see it all. Hey, maybe I'll even play my mandolin. I can't play very good. I've had it for 5 years and I'm still an amateur. I'm still a beginner, but I'm learning. Anywho, let me know how the video is and the audio. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, last year I had 100 Christmas gift, woodworking gift project ideas. This year I have 250. I'm going crazy making this list. And it's hard to read because it's so small because I got 250 on one page. Over 250 actually. So I'm just going to read through these and I'll talk a little bit about each one. So this could be a 10-hour live stream. No, I'm actually going to try to keep it under 2 hours, even maybe 1 hour. We'll see. But I'm just going to go through them and give you my 2 cents about them. A lot of these things I've made, a lot of them I haven't made. Now, before I start going through the list, a couple of things. One, if you're old to my channel and you've been watching me for the last 12, 13 years, thank you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you've enjoyed it through the years, all the changes and differences, things as I evolve and change. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Again, this is just a hobby, y'all. I work full-time. I do this on the side. I work like 80 hours a week, and I do videos on the side. Don't make money on it. It's just fun. It's just a hobby. It's fun to make videos and just share whatever I'm doing in my life. And I just hope that they're a blessing to you in some way. If you learn something, if you're encouraged, inspired, or if I can just make you laugh, whatever. Or just keep you busy if you're bored on a Saturday night. Or whenever you decide to watch my videos. I have over 600 videos and over 70 playlists, so please go watch my older ones and comment on them and give them thumbs up too. It still helps the channel and everything grow and everything. Anyway, thank you everyone who watches. Anyway, I'm going to go through this list and a few things. One, no, I don't have any patterns or plans. I'm sorry. That's not my channel. A lot of guys do that. Just so you know, most of the guys who give out free patterns and plans, they make money on their YouTube channel. I don't. Okay? And so I don't have a way of doing that, and that's not my thing. I don't even do tutorials. A lot of other people do that too. So there's lots of wonderful woodworking, Scrollsawing channels out there, everything. Go check them out. All those people are wonderful, but that's not me. I just like to share ideas, share things that I'm making, and just inspire you to do your own version of it. So that's why I want to really encourage you while I'm going through this list. Don't say, okay, I got to go buy a plan or a pattern. You can if you want. There's thousands or millions of free patterns online. You could just Google pictures and print them off and make things, you know. Or you can be creative and make up your own. I just encourage you to do that. Just take these ideas and just be creative. Think outside the box. You know, if I say I'm talking about a shelf, well, think of different ways you can make a shelf, you know, and use your own creativity and also a lot of these it's not just woodworking. This could be other forms of artistic creativeness. You know, also, I mean, it could be painting, it could be sewing, it could be quilting, it could be leather work or metal work or pottery, or you know, and you could even bring in laser work and 3D work. I don't do that stuff, but you can bring that in, whatever. These are just woodworking projects. A lot of them could be Christmas gifts. A lot of them you could sell at craft sales if you do that. I don't sell stuff, but lots of just gift ideas and woodworking ideas. So please just take this with a grain of salt. These are just a list I put together. It's nothing new. And just take these ideas and think up ways that you can do it. Be creative. You don't always have to do what everybody's doing and do things exactly like them. You don't have to have a pattern or a plan. You are creative. We're all creative. God created each one of us, and you are creative. And so you can come up with ideas and just make things. And so I just encourage you to do that. So I have 250 things on the list here, and actually, this is basically 250 categories because each one of these ideas, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of options and ways you could make it. So the possibilities are endless. I am going to show you a few things that I've made. I don't have much in the truck here, and you've seen most of it before, but I'll show you a few things. If you want, go watch my woodworking videos, Scrollsawing videos. I mean, you can. I have videos that show all the things I've made through my 30-some years of woodworking, all the different things. You can watch those videos. I do project videos and show things when I make them. My recent one was the layered nativity scene. So go check them out if you want to see things I've made. And again, I've been doing woodworking 30, 35 years, something like that. I'm still an amateur, y'all. I'm just learning, and it's just fun. So, yeah. So I'm gonna go through these. Okay. First of all, grab a drink, grab a snack. I don't see that anybody's on the live here, but that's okay. A lot of people watch this after it's live, and that's fun too. So, what I'm having for a drink tonight is a Celsius. I like the Celsius energy drinks. They're an energy drink, but they're a healthier one. Sparkling strawberry dragon fruit. Whoa. Did somebody come in here and shake my Celsius? It almost overflowed. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. I like this candle. You gotta be careful not to knock it over. So grab a drink, grab a snack. For a snack, I got something different in the truck stop. Fig Newtons. I haven't had these forever. I used to love these. I don't know if I'm going to really like these because I think I've tried these kind before. These are Nabisco Newton soft and chewy figs, but they're made with real fruit. So they're probably not as good. They're better for you, but you know, I think I've tried the real fruit ones and they're not as good as the other kind. But you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, let's try with these. No, it's good. That'll work. Yep. I mean, a fig is a fruit. And a fig is in the Bible, by the way. The ones that are not real fruit actually are better. I'm sorry, I just have to say that. By the way, I always start my live streams with a scripture, and I didn't write one down, so I'm going to find one. Oh, we got somebody on here. Oh, hi, honey. It's my wife, my wonderful wife. Sorry, sweetheart. I was thinking it was tomorrow. I am headed back to the house soon, so I will listen on the way back. Okay, hon. Well, honey, be careful. Drive careful, and you can just turn it on when you get back, and then you can just putz around the house and stuff, and you can listen. And later, if you want to watch what you missed or whatever, you could watch the replay. You haven't missed anything yet. You're the only one on here, but you're the best one. Thank you so much, hon. So I got Christmas lights going here. I got a Christmas hat on. Actually, I got to show you something kind of neat of the hat. I got this hat a couple of years ago. It was up on the bunk. And I got a candle on. And I got a camp lantern flickering. I mean, talk about ambiance. Christmas, camping, you know, kind of thing. And I'm drinking a Celsius and I'm eating real fruit figs. They're not as good as the not real fruit ones. I'm just saying. I'm just saying though. Okay. I'm going to pick a scripture here to start the show. And then I'll show you something that my hat does. Yeah, it does something. Besides just being a hat. I'm going to wing it here. Oh! Okay, this is a Christmas themed live stream video. So I'm going to read a Christmas scripture from the Old Testament. I actually know it by heart, but I'm going to read the whole thing. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given. Isaiah 9:6. One of the first ones I ever memorized. I'm going to read the whole thing though. Isaiah 9:6 through 6 and 7. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given. Yes, so that's what Christmas is. That's all it is. I mean, it's not Santa and gifts and shopping, and it's not even family get-togethers and all the lights and parades and events and all that. That's not Christmas. Christmas is celebrating the birth of Jesus. All those things are fun and wonderful, and it's okay if you do them too, as long as you acknowledge that it's Jesus' birth, the celebration of Jesus' birth. Because it'd be like everybody has a birthday party for me, but they don't acknowledge that it's my birthday party. They have cake and ice cream and open gifts and everything, but they don't say happy birthday, Marty. It wouldn't make any sense. So I just think it's odd, it's weird, and we're not going to get into all that. You believe what you believe, but I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, and God is real, Jesus is alive, and I am saved, and he gives me joy that I'll never ever lose. And but you know, what was I going to say? But yeah, what are you celebrating if you're not celebrating Jesus? Anyway, that's mine. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go through the list here. I'm going to try not to take a half hour on each one because there's 250. Again, it's 250 categories basically, because there's hundreds of ideas from each one of this. Okay, you want to know what my hat does. What does it say even? My hat says, my favorite color is Christmas lights. I got this one a couple of years ago, and I don't know if I ever wore it in a live stream or a video. Oh, now my hat, the thing's all kitty wampus. But look at, where'd it go? Where's the button? Huh? Look at that. Will it stay going? Look at that. What do you think? Talk about ambience. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's like, what do you call it? Activity overload or something. We got Christmas lights. We got a blinking Christmas hat. We got a candle. We got a lantern flickering back here. What else could we do? And then we got me rambling. Anyway, love you, hon. Drive safe, and then you can watch and listen to me when you get to the house. Anyway, thank you everybody for being on here. And I know people will bounce in here and there, but I know a lot of people like to watch the replay, so I'm just gonna keep on rolling. Okay, I'm just gonna go down the list. And the first few, well, a lot of these are scroll saw woodworking projects, but a lot of them aren't. I'm gonna start with some scroll saw ones. And they're kind of in groups, but then I thought of other things and I added to the list. And so I kind of go back and forth between different categories and things. And this is just woodworking ideas. Again, just take each one of these and think, what could I do? What could I make with it? You know, you don't need patterns and plans. You can make up your own. You can find plans. You can buy plans, with all that stuff. Look at magazines and books. Look online. Just Google everything. There's all kinds of stuff out there. Okay. Names and words. Scrollsawing wood names and words. I love making them. I've done it for years. Like this here, the word Noel. It's about 3 inches high, cut out a 3/4 inch poplar. Actually, this one's pine. And just different words. You know, I love word art. You know, and so I use that same. I have a set of templates that I use, and I can spell anybody's name. I've done that for years. Sometimes I'll make a family's last name in maybe oak or cherry or birch or maple or walnut or something. or I'll make kids' names, and I usually use poplar for that. And then the kids can paint them and color them. It's just fun, and you can spell anything. But you don't have to use templates like that. You can use your computer and just spell out a name or a word and then print it. You can change the font, the script, everything, the size, all that stuff, and just print it off. And then you can make templates if you want, like I do, or you could just tape it or glue it to wood and then cut it out. So yeah, names and words. Other word art, you know, the joys that I make. I like making these. Sorry, it's hard to see these things with all the flashing activity. Joys, Jesus words. I love making these. Oh, are they backwards? I bet they probably are backwards, right? Anyway. Hugs. You know, you've seen a lot of the word art that I do. Some of them are wall hangings. Some of them are tabletop ones. I have a smile up on the dash up there. I mean, I just love word art. Spelling, expressing words through wood. I just really enjoy that. So tons. Again, there's thousands of patterns out there of names and word art. So Christmas ornaments. This is my Christmas ornament for this year. Flip it around here. That's the one. Some of you will get one of these. I actually brought about 80 of them with, and I'm finishing them, sanding them, and putting hangers on them. Oh, somebody asked what I use to hang with. So you can use you can use twine. You can use the little metal hangers that you use for regular Christmas ornaments. But I use this hemp cord. And I know it's like part of the pot plant, but it's not that part of it. They sell this at Walmart. I think this works really good. It works better than twine or jute twine or anything because it doesn't fray. This is a lot like bank line for like hiking and bushcraft kind of stuff. That's what I use, and it's natural colors, and it works really good for Christmas ornaments, and it looks good for them. But yeah, I have thousands of patterns for Christmas ornaments. I got them in books and magazines. You can look online and get free patterns. Again, there's thousands of free patterns out there if you really want them. Again, with that said, feel free in any of my videos to screenshot anything that you see and then print it off, and you can trace it and make it. You can make your own pattern from the pictures of my projects. Feel free to do that. But yeah, I like to make a new Christmas ornament every year, and that's the one I made for this year. And I make one up every year, my own designs. That's kind of a cross and a heart. It's supposed to be, but anyway. But yeah, I like Christmas ornaments. And I make all of mine out of 1/4-inch hardwood, but you can do them out of thinner. You can use like Baltic birch plywood. Again, think outside the box. Okay, we're talking woodworking here, but you can do plaster ones. You can do little plastic canvas ones and sewing ones and needlepoint and all those things. You can paint ornaments. You can log slices of it. The possibilities are endless. Again, with each of these ideas, there's thousands of ideas. So it's not just 250 ideas. It's really thousands. So yeah, let your mind run. This is just to encourage you all to be creative and think about how you can make things. All right, I need another fig. I should have read a fig scripture. Well, all right. Now I gotta quit chewing before I stop. I'm just gonna keep rolling and go through the list. But if you're out there, please comment. If you have ideas, put them down. I want to hear your ideas. Or see them. I can't hear you, but I don't want this to just be me. I do live streams to communicate back and forth. So please comment. Give me an idea and see if you can give me an idea that's not already on the list. Plus, I want to know your ideas and thoughts. So please comment and talk back and forth. Honey, I know you're driving. You said that? That's cute. Yeah, I don't know if it's cute or just kind of geeky, but boy. Anyway, sensory overload here. I mean, I know it's kind of... Anyway, okay. I'm just going to start going a little quicker, and then I'll touch on some things. Okay, wall decorations, table decorations. Again, a lot of Scrollsawing things. Possibilities are endless. All different things. Word art and scenery and pictures and all kinds of stuff. Frame, frame. Okay, choking on my figs. No fig tree, don't choke me. Get it? I'm the fig in the script. Okay, frame portraits. Okay, and I think I did a John Wayne one years ago, and I don't think I ever did any more other people. But I've done Jesus portraits, and I have 2 different patterns that I use, and they're both hanging on our wall in the living room. And I've got videos of those too. So a lot of these things that I have made, I have videos on them. So please go watch those videos. Look at my woodworking playlist and my Scrollsawing playlist, and I'll actually link those playlists to this video, this live stream. So if you click on it, you'll see the whole list of woodworking, Scrollsawing videos you can watch. I'll even put my Christmas playlist in there. I'll even put my favorite Christmas movie playlist in there. You'll have hours and hours and hours to binge watch Marty's Rambling. Okay, but yeah, frame portraits. And the thing is, there's a way you can actually take anybody's picture and print it so it's like black and white, and then you scroll saw it and make it a portrait, a wood portrait, and it's really kind of cool. I haven't done that before, but a lot of people have. Frame scenes, any kind of scenery, you know, you could take a picture and scroll saw a scene from that. Again, there's thousands of patterns, but think outside the box and make up your own stuff. From segmentation. So segmentation is when if you're a scroll saw, you take a picture and you divide it into different sections, and then you do it on one piece of wood, like a piece of pine or poplar. Cut out all the pieces, and then you sand them, and then you paint each piece differently. Then you glue them all back together into a picture, like a puzzle. That's segmentation. Then you do a clear coat on it. It's kind of neat. And then there's intarsia. Intarsia is like that, only each piece is cut out of different woods. And you glue all that back together, and you clear coat it. It looks really, see all the different colors of wood. So intarsia and segmentation are kind of the same, but they're different. I've done a couple of segmentations. I did a nativity one. I got that one in my list somewhere. And I've done a couple of intarsias. Someday when I have more time, I want to do more intarsia. You know, I wish I could just stay home and do woodworking. I have 250 ideas here, and each one there's hundreds, if not thousands of ideas. I can make thousands of different things every day and never make the same thing again. But yeah, that's just the dream. Anyway, 3D reindeer, I really like making them. I like making these, and there's actually some other different ones out there too, but I like this one because it's a really simple design, and I like making these. And I actually made a template. I have a template for the side and a template for the front. And you just put it on the wood and you cut it out. You need a piece of wood that's like 3.5 inches tall by 2 inches wide by 3/4 inches thick. I love making these out of different woods, and you can just leave them natural, or you can decorate it like I did. Little Rudy there, little red nose Rudolph there, kind of cute. I like making 3D reindeer, and that right there. There's thousands of other 3D animals and characters and little things and shapes that you can make. That's just one, 3D reindeer and other 3D things. Compound word art. I've done a lot of those. I don't have any with me, but you've seen them. And there's all different ones out there, and they're really fun. I'm getting a little headache from all the flashing, so hopefully this is, yeah. I had a headache yesterday for the first time in months. Sometimes I give myself a headache. I might have to tone down. Let's take a couple of these off. Oh, okay, it went out by itself. Okay. All right. Just kind of slow down a little bit here. Okay, so there's lots of compound word art. And I'm talking 3D compound cutting on the scroll saw. So cool. There's hundreds of patterns out there, and you can make your own too. Okay, cutouts, simple cutouts. Cut out a duck, cut out a car, cut out a heart or a Christmas tree, a snowman. Cutouts for kids to paint. That's fun, just making cutouts. And then you can go the next step and take those cutouts and turn them into puzzles. I like making puzzles for kids. Kids' toys, another plethora of ideas out there of just kids' toys, cars and trucks and games and yo-yos and wood whizzers and all kinds of different things, airplanes and train whistles, and yeah, just you go. Doll furniture, and I've done a little bit of that. I made a table and a chair for my granddaughter a couple months ago from block sets. I've done that before. Just take 2x4s, 2x2s, 1x4s, 1x3s, cut them into different shapes and lengths. One thing I will say about toys and blocks, especially for little kids, make sure they're sanded really well. Make sure they're sealed with a natural sealer of some kind. To be safe, it's really better if you use maple for kids' toys, because it's hard, and once you get it sanded and rounded, there's not going to be slivers or cracks or anything like that. So yeah, maple is a good one, especially if you're making kids rattles and teethers, that kind of thing. So be careful when you're making kids and baby toys and that stuff. Make sure they're sanded really well and really sealed well with natural things. I don't do much of that, but yeah, look into that if you're going to do that kind of thing. But yeah, block sets, farm sets, doll houses, rattles and teethers, like I said. Cribbage boards. Oh, I used to make them all the time. I haven't made one in a while. I can't play cribbage. There's too much math for me, but they're fun to make. And there's all different designs, and it's fun to use different hardwoods and stuff. We have somebody, oh, looks like we have 3 people on here. Welcome to Marty's live stream of 250 ideas of woodworking projects, Christmas gift ideas. And again, this really is thousands of ideas, because each one of these, there's all kinds of options. Anyway, okay, keep rolling here. But yeah, cribbage boards. Peg games, I've made lots of those. With the little pegs. Marble games, those are fun. It's kind of step up from peg games. Marble mazes. Brain teasers, I've made a few different ones of those. Those are really fun. Puzzle boxes. I started making some of those, and those are really fun too, and there's all kinds of them out there. So here's one thing. In woodworking, and actually all of life, I've never done anything long enough to get really good at it. I've done so many different kinds of woodworking, and then I go on to another thing and another thing, just so I can say, okay, now I've done that, but I didn't get really good at it. And that's with all of life. I have a lot of different skills, but I'm not really, really good at anything. But that's just me. Anyway, but yeah, I've made some puzzle boxes. I really should go back and do more. So if you have any ideas of things that you make that I don't mention, put it down in the comments, because I'm going to make another list here. I'm going to add to my list whatever you have. Yeah, if you can stump me, if you can give me an idea that's not on my list. Okay. So yeah, puzzle boxes, dice trays, to shake dice in, and you put felt in there so it's not noisy, like playing Yahtzee or whatever. Dice towers, card holders, which is really simple. It's just a skinny piece of wood with a kerf in there to hold playing cards up, and you can have them sit in front of you. You can do the same thing to make Scrabble. Scrabble to hold the Scrabble pegs too. Yep. Card boxes. We had one, honey, if you're watching. Years ago, we had a little box that held the playing cards, like a discard thing. And you can get really, really fancy with them. Welcome. Maple is good for baby things. I use poplar for cars, trucks, and puzzles. Welcome. Thank you. Yes, I don't do a lot of kids or baby toys, but yeah, that's what I've heard. It's better to use maple, so everything's really hard and smooth and all that. Welcome to the show. Thank you for your input. But yeah, card holders, card boxes, all kinds of different things you can do. But it's hard to see here because this is a big list. I had to write so small to get them on here, but I got 250 on one page, and there's room for more. Actually, I got over 250 here, but anyway. Where am I? Good night. Chess and checkerboards. And that goes along with cutting boards, really. You make them the same way, but you make a chessboard, you can use it for checkers. I made one time, so yeah, those are pretty cool. Slingshots, rubber band shooters, lawn dice, cornhole boards. I've made some of those. Giant Jenga, I made one of those one time. Welcome, Dave. Okay, so who's on here? We got my honey on here coming back and forth. We got Steve. Steve, where are you from? Dave, I know you're from Ohio. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show, the flashing show here. Okay, I'll turn my hat back on. I know it's kind of sensory overload here. Oh, San Diego, okay. I was just in Shafter on the west side of Bakersfield. I loaded there. Well, I unloaded yesterday, and then I loaded in Tulare. Is it Tulare or is it Tulare? Or Tulare? Anyway, okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna go through these quickly. But I did make a giant Jenga, giant Scrabble. I started one of those one time. I don't know if I ever finished it. Ring toss. So these are like lawn games. And there's all kinds of different lawn games you can make too. Cell phone stands. I got one right here. Really simple. This is just a block. This is a 1x4 block. And I just ran it through my saw a few times. I got a kerf, and then I just cut them, you know. And so this simple cell phone stand, or it'll be a tablet stand too. You can make them wider, and also you can do different shapes. I've made some that are all different shapes for like a little cell phone stand. Cell phone speakers. I made them. I made some double speaker ones that look like little boom boxes. I made those for our kids one year. And you can make single ones, and there's all kinds. Those are just kind of fun. Okay. So yeah, and tablet stands, laptop stands. That's how you pronounce Tulare. Oh, Tulare? Tulare. Okay, so I did say it right. Tulare. Okay. Tulare? Okay. Okay. Thank you. I seen the Tulare. I'm like, what? What's... You're answering my question. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, a laptop stand. It could just be a tabletop with little legs on it. Maybe it could sit over your lap or on a chair or on a table or whatever. A lap desk. That's kind of an old thing. And that's the thing with me too. I like to bring back antique, nostalgic, retro ideas and patterns and things that people don't make anymore. Like a lap desk. You know, those are kind of neat. A writing board. You know what a writing board is? It's just a clipboard without the clip. You know how easy those are to whip off? You can just use hardboard and cut them out of hardboard. Or you can make them fancy and you can laminate woods together or get some 1/4-inch cherry or maple, you know, and just a board to be able to put a notepad on or a piece of paper. Those are kind of neat. And then clipboards. I made clipboards. My first one was like a 1-inch thick piece of oak, and I think I still have it. It's on my workbench in my shop. I made it like 30 years ago. Just a big block of oak with a clip on it. I didn't want it to blow away, I guess. But yeah, clipboards, cutting boards. Again, you can just take a piece of cherry or maple or birch or whatever, just cut it, just a plain board. Or you can rip it in strips, laminate different kinds together, or you can turn them on edge. So there's edge grain, end grain, all you can mix. Oh, you can go crazy making. You can make chaotic boards and all kinds of oh, amazing. There's people do amazing things with cutting boards out there. I've made a few, nothing fancy, but they're fun to make. Cutting boards, and very useful too. Cheese boards. Same thing, but it's for cheese. It's just like a little board for like cutting cheese. But yeah, charcuterie boards. They're not for cutting on, they're for serving food. Like sausage, cheese, and olives, and veggies, and fruit, and nuts, and all that kind of charcuterie store. A little charcuterie meal. I got one in here, I think, somewhere. Where is it? I made a little maple one. Where is it? There it is. Well, it's kind of a charcuterie little cutting board maple little thing. It was a tiny little one. We got a bigger one at home. But yeah, I should run this through my bandsaw and cut it in half because it's like thick. I could get 2 of them out of there because it's solid maple. Anyway, charcuterie boards, yeah. Serving boards, so like a little bit bigger with some handles on it for serving food. Again, each one of these has hundreds of options. I'm going to say that over and over, but yeah, there's thousands of options and ways to make each one of these. So there's so many ideas. Trays, different trays, you know, and then little dishes, bowls, baskets. And again, you can do these on a lathe if you're a lather or lather. What, are you a lathist? If you work on a lathe, like a wood lathe or a metal lathe, are you a lathist or lather? A Lathonian? I don't know. But yeah, you can do some of that. You can make bowls and mugs and all that kind of stuff on a lathe. But you can cut them in layers on the scroll saw too. There's all different ways you can do it. Okay, napkin holders. And they can be super simple. That's one of the first things I made years ago. I just took the word joy and I put it on a board, and then I put a little bit another board behind it, and you can put letters in there, napkins. You can make them fancy. Yeah, napkin holders, letter holders, lazy Susans. Those are fun. Just put a thing. You can get them at hardware store, Menards, wherever, and you put it underneath a round board or a square board, and it spins, and you can have condiments and snacks or whatever on your table. Lazy Susans. Condiment caddy. Condiment caddy. Not, yeah. Not the other. Wood tray for bathtub that reaches from one side of the tub to the other. Yes, great idea. And I do have it on the list. Yep, great idea. Yep, I like those. Yep. And you can get really fancy with making those too. I've seen some really cool ones. Yep, I need to make one for my wife. She likes to take baths. And yeah, just make it to hold. You know, you could, well, I have it on the list, so we'll talk about it a little later. But yeah, great idea. Okay, condiment caddy. Condiment. No, not the other. Condiment caddy. So you can have like a little, it could be like a little holder. It could be a little picnic table. It could be a little thing. They hold napkins and salt and pepper and ketchup and mustard, other seasonings, toothpicks, things like that. You know, those are kind of neat. Picture frames. And again, think outside the box. It doesn't have to be a mitered square picture frame. You can take a heart like that. That's a picture my wife painted back there. You can take a heart like that, make that a picture frame. You can make a picture frame any shape and just cut out the interior of it. You know, you can put a shelf on it. You can put a mirror on it. Also, you can make picture frames any size and shape and style. They don't have to be just a square mitered picture frame. They can be all different kinds. Document frames. Same as a picture frame, but you put a document in it, like a award or a diploma or whatever. Clocks. And there's so many. Napkin rings. Yes, great idea. I have it on here. And see if you can stump me, y'all. Because I want to hear something that I don't have on my list. But this is fun. Okay. Yeah, clocks. You know, you can buy the clock inserts that are about this big, and you can make any shape and any design. Also, mini clocks. They're really small. They're like inch and 3/16 or inch and 7/8, something like that. Inch and 7/16, I think, is the size. I used to buy them and make clocks with a scene, and you put a clock in there. Also, they have thermometers that are the same size. Also, they have little photo frames that are the same size. They're kind of spendy. They're a few dollars each, but yeah, those are kind of neat because you can put them in the project. So yeah, mini clocks, thermometers, photo frames. Candle holders. There's a million ways you can make candle holders. A candelabra, votive candles, tea light candles, advent candles, and you can make them out of logs, and you can make them out of blocks, and you can make them. You know, there's so many different ways you can make candle holders. I need a drink. Okay. Candle sconces. Same thing, only it's on the wall. Rings, necklaces, bracelets, barrettes, belt buckles. You know, all those things could be out of the littlest pieces of wood. That's why I say there's no scrap in woodworking, because every little piece can be made into something. Even the smallest little piece can be a ring, you know. There is no scrap, because even those smallest pieces, you can make stuff. Wallets. I've seen people make wood wallets. Money clips. I made a money clip years ago. Really simple. With just this little square piece of birch or maple, birch, I think, because I really like birch. And then I ran it through my scroll saw and put a little, so there's like a bendy part of it, and then you just sand it nice and round, and you can cut a curve on it, and it holds money. It was a money clip. Super simple. You don't need metal. You can do it out of wood. So yeah, money clips. Jewelry racks, jewelry boxes. Keepsake boxes. I made those years ago, and there's all different kinds you can make. Large ones, big ones, small ones. Memorial boxes, and those are really fun too, because you can put people's name or their picture on there, you know, somebody who passed away. Memorial plaques, I've done those before. A friend of ours passed away a couple years ago, and I made a plaque for his wife. It has his picture. It has a golf ball on there because he played golf, and you know, different things. So yeah, you can personalize. That's the thing. Any gift, any one of these ideas, you can personalize and customize too. So yeah, memorial plaques, carved signs. For a few years, I was carving signs. I haven't been doing it lately. Someday I might again, but I learned from Eric Roten. Check out his channel. Old Day 100, Eric Roten's YouTube channel. Wonderful family, Eric Roten. And they carve signs, and they show you how to on their videos. So yeah, I was carving lots of signs. I sold some and made a lot of gifts. I haven't been doing that, but yeah, again, another plethora. There's thousands of things you can do. Welcome signs, house numbers, house names. Well, why would you name your house? You'd name your house, but you're like your name. You're like, my last name's Leon, so I can put that on the front of the house, you know. Unless you have a name for your house, you can put its name on there too. Key fobs, key racks, jig sticks, you know, little jig sticks for ice fishing. Okay, what do we got here? Brain teaser puzzles, where you have to fit odd shaped pieces together. Okay, yep. Somewhere you fit them into a square tray, or others where they fit pieces together into a cube. Yep, great idea. It's on the list. I made a bunch of those last year, and I brought them to our Christmas party and our New Year's Eve party at church. Yeah, and I got a whole bunch. I have one that I've made many through the years. It's a post with a ring on it, and you got to take the ring out. That was kind of fun too. Yeah, there's all different kinds of brain teasers you can do, and puzzles, and I got one's a tanagram or whatever, one's a cross, just some random ones. Yeah, those are fun. Great ideas. But I have it on the list. Yeah, jig sticks for ice fishing. Oh, those are neat. And you can just get the ones that are like a dowel. But I made some nice ones out of cherry and oak and maple and walnut. Really easy. You just put a little thing on there to hold the line and put like 10 or 20 feet of line on there. Just kind of neat. Jig sticks for ice fishing. And for the summer too. Planter boxes. Planter hangers, planter stands, refrigerator magnets, carved things. I'm going to show you a few things here that when I get starting on the carvings here. Okay, let's see. Do we still got the live chat going here? Yeah. Okay. So I started carving spoons about 4 or 5 years ago. They're not fancy, but I really enjoy it. It's really fun. I'm just going to show you some of the spoons I've made through the years. Here, I'll get a little bit more light in here for a minute here. Just some of the spoons I've made, different size ones. They don't have to be perfect. Don't let anybody tell you they have to be perfect. They don't. I've made all different sizes. I think it's kind of neat when they're a little crooked or they're different shapes, as long as they get the food in your mouth. And then coffee scoops. And there's all different kinds you can make. This is kind of a wide one. Yeah, coffee scoops. I like making coffee scoops, and I really like making coffee stirrers. I love these little things. They're this skinny little spoons. Look at it, it's not even straight, but that's what makes it fun. Just to stir your coffee or your tea or your hot cocoa or whatever. Then I made this. I don't know what this is, but it's kind of a thing for getting peanut butter out of a jar or mayonnaise or something. And I made a spatula, like a little mini spatula. Not the best, but then I tried to make forks. Forks are really hard. Gotta run and make dinner for the wife. Appreciate the info in your post. Merry Christmas. You too. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good dinner and have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you so much for your ideas too. This is so fun. Forks are really hard to make. Look at that. That's the ugliest fork I've ever seen in my life. They're really hard. You almost have to trace a real fork and almost do it out of scroll saw and then carve it, because they're hard to make. But really, well, I'm gonna get to it in a minute. Butter knives. Honey, did you ever? I should give you this one. I'll give you this one. You can have this one. This is out of box elder. I know you like box elder. Isn't that pretty? A butter knife. You know, that's kind of neat. Yeah, you can't cut with a wood knife, but butter or spreading things, but that's box elder. Can you see the color? Oh, look at that box elder. You gotta love it. Yeah. Okay. So I don't think that's really necessary to have forks. I don't. And they're hard to carve anyway. Well, I made this thing. I don't know what this is. Almost looks like a little fish or a shark, but it could be kind of a fork thing. I don't know. But what I really like making is eating picks. You don't even need a fork. This is what they had years ago. They were Viking eating picks, and they made them out of metal. And I recently did a video making these. They're just fun. And you can't go wrong. Yes, it's crooked, but that's what makes it fun. But you can just stab your steak or your potato or your veggies. And if it's more than that, use a spoon. If it's soup or rice or potatoes, you know, an eating pick and a knife is all you need, or a spoon and a spoon. But these are fun to make. These are so fun to carve and so easy because there's no wrong way to do it. This is the most recent one I did. I did a video on this one. I made it in the video. Come on, focus. Focus. Oh, good night. Anyway, eating picks. These are fun to carve. But yeah, that's just some. And here, a lot of times, so what I do is I pre-cut a lot of my spoons on the scroll saw. I just have templates that I made, and I pre-cut them on the scroll saw, and then I'll actually cut them thinner. I'll get 2 out of this one usually, and then I carve the rest. That's what I do. This one's going to be a pretty coffee scoop or coffee stir thing. But sometimes I do it from branches and twigs. And I like using maple and birch. And we got a lot of small branches and straight from birch trees and or maple trees at home. I got to do that this weekend, or when I get home, my next home time, I'm going to do some of that. But I like carving things out of branches and twigs and logs and stuff. And yeah, this one is kind of bigger, so I'm going to try to make a tong, like tongs out of this. Just one tong. Is it tongs? If it's tongs or tong? There's only one of them. I mean, I don't. Anyway, that's what I'm going to try to make out of that. But yeah, it's carving spoons and different things. And I got a few other whittles and carvings I have here. Nothing fancy. You've seen them before. I have a whole bunch at home. I have a bear. I have a snowman. A couple of snowmen. I have lighthouses. I have some little guys that I made, and they didn't turn out very good. They're really weird looking, these guys. They're not worth really showing. I tried to make a kind of a gnome guy. I'm not real good at. Check Doug Linker. Doug outside. Well, it's just Linker now, I think. He does carving. Amazing carvings. Oh my goodness. This is just a duck I made. But yeah. I'm a process of making, that's going to be a snowman, a couple of lighthouses. I don't know. And then I like just carving things like this, like a clothespin. It could be just like a clothespin or on a ridgeline. Toggles. This is for hanging my backpack on a tree. But it's fun carving. So yeah, you can carve so many things. All different things. So my truck usually starts, it keeps the temperature in here, but it also keeps the battery because I have lots of lights going here. So anyway, are y'all still with me? Got a few people on here, and I know a lot of people will watch the replay of this. So I hope you're enjoying this. Just giving you ideas. You know, they're not my ideas. These are, these are just out there. Think outside the box, just to give you some inspiration to make things and make gifts. But yeah, lots of different things you can carve. Yeah, spoons and forks and picks and spatulas, chopsticks, tongs, whisks, butter knives, coffee scoops, coffee stirrers, toaster tongs, other whittles and carvings. What do we got here? Bottle openers, bottle totes. I want to make some bottle totes. Actually, I'm going to make a list here of things I want to make next. I want to make a bottle tote. And like it would hold like 6 bottles of beer, could be 6 bottles of pop or juice or whatever. And then you could have a can opener on the end. I just think they're kind of neat. So I wanted to make one of those. But yeah, bottle totes, wine holders to hold wine bottles. Or there's one that it's like a floating thing where it holds a wine bottle at an angle. It's really weird how it works, but it's kind of neat. There's little things. And then there's the kind where it's a flat board and it goes over the wine bottle, and then on each corner you could have 4 wine glasses. I don't drink wine, but these are ideas. And then trivets, like a hot plate, bird feeders, bird houses, squirrel feeders. They got to eat too. Okay, keep going down the line here. I'm gonna start going a little bit quicker. Let's try to keep this under an hour. That's not gonna happen. It's 55 minutes already. How can I ramble for 55 minutes? I need another fig. Oh, good night. Where's the button? I know somebody want to see that. Not enough activity going on here. Anywho, coat racks, hat racks, shoe racks, benches, stools, end tables. We're getting into bigger things here, but you can make them. For a while there, I was going to start making farmhouse furniture, you know, just out of wood, 2x4s. So cool. But they don't have the time and money and place. But anyway, a lot of things you can make: end tables, side tables, coffee tables, bed frames, bunk beds. I did a couple of those. Loft beds, did a couple of those for our kids and for other people and stuff. Toy boxes, toy shelves, toy bins, cradles, bassinets, changing tables, coffee cup holders, like a rack holding coffee cups. Salt and pepper shakers, you know, if you're into wood turning. Pen and pencils if you're into wood turning, kaleidoscopes, bathtub caddies. That's the bathtub shelf you said. I call it a caddy, I guess, like a shelf over the bathtub. If you're gonna make one of those, you gotta put boards underneath on each side the width of your tub so that it doesn't fall in. And you just put the board over the table, and then you go under there and you draw a line where you need to put the boards so that it doesn't fall in. Another thing you can make, actually it's the next thing I think, bathtub seat. Yeah. My wife hurt her back earlier this year, January, and so I made a bathtub seat. Instead of buying one, I made one out of 2x4s and stained it. It works great, and it fits on there perfect, and it's solid, and it doesn't slide or anything. So works the same way. You got to kind of make cleats under there so it doesn't move. But yeah, you do that. Toothbrush holders, soap holders, those are kind of cool, and you should probably use a not rotting wood like cedar or teak. Did you mention word art? Yep, that was one of the first things I said, Dave. Yep, my word art that I like to make, that was one of the first things. Yep. But yeah, if you're gonna do something that's gonna get wet, use like cedar or teak or something like that, or seal it good. So if you're gonna make a toothbrush holder or soap holder, you might want to do that. But those are kind of cool. Doormats, door stops. We have a door stop that I made. It's just a little bird, but it keeps our bathroom door open. Wind chimes, shelves. Again, each one of these, there's hundreds, if not thousands of ideas. Shelves, there's a million different kinds of shelves. Bookshelves and big shelves and small shelves and little ones and shaped shelves, and you could just floating shelves, all the different, it's just crazy. Yeah. Again, bookshelves, bookends, mugs. So if you're a wood turner, you can turn mugs, or I've made them on the scroll saw, just make layered rings. I still never figured out how to seal them well, but they're good pencil holders for now. But anyway, but yeah, mugs, coasters. They can be square ones, they can be laminated ones, they can be cut off ones, they can be slices of logs, they can be all kinds of different ways to make coasters. I didn't put it on here, but the other side too, you can make covers. Because I have a little slice of a log that I use in my shop that I put over my coffee cup so dust doesn't get in there. So yeah, mug covers, or whatever. Yeah. Desk organizers, and those are really fun to make. I've made those before, where I put somebody's name on the front, and then like a pen and pencil holder, maybe a thing to hold a cell phone, maybe one to hold business cards and notepads, and they're all these different, and everything's made out of different woods, so that's kind of fun. Those are fun to customize. Desk organizers, kitchen utensil organizers, pen and pencil racks, spice racks, hiking sticks, those are fun to carve. Back scratchers, toilet shelf, on the back of the toilet, we have one, it's just a board, but we have a Our Daily Bread devotional sitting there, and a candle, I think. But yeah, or you can make the other things too. I don't have it on here, but they go high. What are those things called? Like a valet trestle. Nah, what is it? It's something, it's like on the behind a toilet, but there's a whole bunch of shelves. If somebody knows what that is, let me know. But yeah, toilet shelves, toilet paper holders, toilet paper tower to hold a whole bunch more. I got one we built. It's just a dowel. It's on the wall, and it holds like 12 rolls or something. paper towel holder. We got one in the bathroom and one in the kitchen. Regular towel holder. We got those too. Pet dishes, dog beds, dog kennels. And I seen something years ago I thought was so cool. We don't have a dog right now, but and when we have dogs, we don't have them in the kennel that often. But I mean, it's good to put them in there at night, or if you go somewhere, they like it actually. And I seen where somebody made a dog kennel. They're talking about farmhouse furniture. They made the kennel as part of the coffee table or the end table. Such a cool idea, and it's decorative. Oh, those are really cool. So yeah, you can Google a coffee table dog kennel or end table dog kennel. Those are really kind of cool. They're a cool idea. Calendars, night lights, and I think I'm gonna make night lights for our kids next year. Those box ones where you interchangeable scenes. I was gonna do it this year. I was gonna do it last year. I'm gonna do it this coming year. There's a lot of different moving parts to that, but those are pretty cool. And there's all different other night lights out there. Hope chests, blanket chests, and then what about instruments? You can make instruments out of wood, y'all. I love instruments. I got a mandolin right here. I love music. And the idea of making instruments out of wood, I like woodworking and music. It's kind of neat. But yeah, you can make flutes and ocarinas, xylophones, cajones, tongue drums. I made those years ago. Those are fun. I should make a new one of those. Thumb pianos, guitars and cigar box guitars and mandolins and ukuleles, anything really. Business card holders, Lego tables. I made a Lego table. I'm pretty sure I made it for our kids when they were little. It was basically a table to play toys on, but then there was interchangeable, like one was the airport and one was a town or something, and you can have Legos stored underneath, and army men and cowboys and Indians and farm things and cars and matchboxes and stuff. Lego tables, game tables, those are kind of neat too. Make a little table like for 2 people to sit at or 4 people to sit at to play board games or cards. Puzzle boards. I made my wife a puzzle board, and it holds a puzzle so she can move it around. And you can take it one step further and make it where there's drawers under there, or a lid and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Crates. The crates you buy at Walmart for 10, 20 bucks? Make them. Just make them. Crates, oven push pulls. Stove covers. I only made one of them, and gave it to my daughter. And this is kind of neat. It covers your stove, and it's kind of like a shelf, and it's a decoration. Just be careful that, you don't ever turn your stove on when you got a big slab of wood on top of it. It wouldn't be good. I was hoping to have more interaction here. Thanks for those of you who have. I wanted this to be more talking than just me, but I understand everybody's busy and stuff, and you don't want to just hang out with Marty on a Saturday night when you can be doing better things. Anyway, where was I? Stove covers, pen and pencil holders, eyeglass holders. My friend Chris mentioned this earlier, and we were texting and chatting, and I do have it on the list. And so you can make different ones where it holds a whole bunch of different glasses, or your sunglasses on a wall or on a desk. The one I made, it's just a little block with a board. It's a nose, and you put your glasses on there so it looks like they're on a nose. And I have it sitting on our counter in the kitchen for my wife's glasses. Those are kind of fun. But yeah, eyeglass holders, growth ruler charts. Those are really cool. Basically take like a 1x8, 1x10, 1x12, and you put it on the wall and you draw the line. It looks like a giant ruler, and it's, then your kids can stand up there and you can put their names on there if you want, in different time periods and stuff. Those are pretty cool. A lot of these things are great for craft shows too. If you sell stuff, a lot of them are wonderful gifts. But dump trays, or a valet tray, or whatever you want to call them. I've made a few of those, and again, it's just a square box. You put your watch in, and your pocket knife and your keys and your jewelry or whatever. But you can make them any shape in the world. State ones, animal ones, you can any shape. And I showed this before. It's so simple. You can either do it with a router, you can do it on a lathe, but you can do it on a scroll saw. Hey Robert, welcome to the show. Let me know if it's too much sensory overload here. I got Christmas lights, I got a blinking Santa hat, I got a candle, and I got a lantern. Give me your ideas. See if you can give me something that's not on my list. I'm about halfway through though, so just so you know. Anyway, welcome to the show, my friend. Um, but yeah, to make a dump tray is all you do is take cut a board. Let's say you're gonna make a square dump tray, a piece of pine, okay, a 1x8 by 12 inches long. Cut that. Then cut another one. Then cut the interior out so it's just the 1-inch edge. Glue them together and you got a dump tray. So easy. Just got here, haven't heard or seen the list yet. Yeah, I'm about halfway through, so you can watch the replay later. But you can throw them at me. I wanted this to be talking back and forth, not just me rambling. But I'm about halfway done, or more than halfway. I'm going to keep going here. So yeah, if you have ideas, throw them at me. If you have comments, questions, let's talk back and forth. Anyway, dump trays. Those are fun to make. Medicine cabinets, toothpick holders, pocket crosses, prayer crosses. I like to make these out of different color woods. Those are wonderful. Nice little cross. Puppet theaters. So it's kind of like a weird one, but I made one time. I made one to use for our kids. It's just a couple of 2x4s, and I had a dowel up here and I had a curtain on it, and I would sit behind there and then I opened the curtain and I did puppet shows for our kids. So fun. I made a few of those for people too. But yeah, puppet theater. Picnic tables, kids picnic tables. I made a couple of those. Toddler tables and chairs, Adirondack chairs. I've made those before. I need to make us a couple new ones. Toddler beds, flags. I love making flags, and again, there's a million. Robert, like I'm telling everybody here, I got 250 ideas, and each one of these ideas, there's like 1,000 options. So there's all different things. So I say flags, there's hundreds of different kinds of flags you can make. Different ways you can make them too. Pet urns, people urns. I know it sounds weird, but, and actually it's kind of a neat thing, and I've done a couple of them where I made a box where, yes, people could take the bag of ashes from their pet or their loved one and put in there. But what I took it one step further, and I made a shelf in there so that they could put the bag of ashes in the bottom, and then there's a divider, a flat shelf in there, and then there's space to put mementos, pictures, and dog leash, or whatever it is for the pet or the person, you know, just memories and stuff, pictures and stuff. You could put their name and a picture on the front, you know, just kind of neat. Kind of goes with memorial boxes, but yeah. Anyway, awards. I've done those. I've done awards for Pinewood Derby cars and Awana, and you know, different awards. I made a spoon. Oh, that reminds me. Last year for our Christmas party at church, we had a soup competition. See how it made the best soup or chili, and I made a big spoon, and then I wrote on there 2024 soup-a-thon or soup Christmas party or whatever it was, and then whoever had. Then we voted to see who had the best soup or chili or whatever, and then they got spoon. I got to make a new one for the party. It's coming up this Sunday if I make it home. How about candlestick holders? Yep. Fake presents or large outdoor dice, all made out of 4x4 cut-offs. Yep. I already got them. Yep. I got candle holders, all different kinds of candle holders, and I've made lawn dice before. Yep. I have those on here. I already said both of those. Fake presents. What do you mean by that? Fake presents. Okay, explain what you mean by fake presents. Okay, I'm gonna keep rolling here. But yeah, awards. TV frames. Everybody has flat screen TVs nowadays. Yes, you could buy the expensive thing to mount it on the wall. I actually made one for my daughter to hold her TV in her living room. But I made a frame around my son's TV years ago, which is in my shop now. It's like a 39-inch or whatever. I just made a wood frame from it, and I painted it black, and then hang it on a 2x4 on the wall. It's so simple and easy. Frames for TV, flat screen TVs, so cool. And then it looks like it's a picture frame on the wall. I just think it's kind of fun. Also, TV shelves. You can just have a small shelf mounted on the wall. You don't need those fancy metal bracket things. You can make your own, but be careful. I mean, if it's a 70-inch, you know. Anyway, coffee pour-overs, coffee single. I made a little block thing one year, and I have it sitting on the coffee cup, and it's got a hole that holds a K-cup in there. And you just pour the hot water in there. It's like making a real brewed cup of coffee. Kind of fun. But yeah, coffee pour-overs and coffee single holder things. K-cup racks, chip and dip trays, deer feeders. I want to make one because a lot of times we'll put a thing of water and like a salt block or deer feed out there just to have deer around, not for hunting, just to have deer around to feed them. I was gonna make a table. Actually, I did one year and I don't know what happened to it. I got to make a new one. Just a little table for deer feed. Take a 4x4 cutoff and decorate with gift wrapper ribbons or paint to look like presents. Oh, okay. That's a cool idea. Yeah, there's actually a million things you could do to just paint Christmas decorations and all different things like that. 4x4s, you can make the snowmen, you can make pumpkins. There's so many different things you can make with 4x4s. It's crazy. Yeah, good idea, Robert. I like that. Yep. That reminds me, flashback memory here. I was like 10 years old and I loved Christmas, and I decorated I always got my parents to decorate early, like Halloween or before Halloween. And I would decorate my room. I put Christmas lights up in my bedroom. And one year I went down, I was like 10 years old, and I went down the field behind our house and I cut down a tree and I brought it up, put it in my bedroom. I have a picture of it somewhere. It's about 3 foot tall, and I'm pretty sure it was a maple. It wasn't a Christmas tree, but I put lights on it and I wrapped presents. I wrapped every empty box I could find and I made presents. I found a bunch of short 4x4s, which is why I thought of these. Yeah, really good idea. Yeah, you can make so many different things, Robert. Yeah, fake little presents, decorate them, paint them. You can make lawn dice. You can make pen and pencil holders. So many things with cutoffs of 4x4s. Candle holders. Yeah, I'm losing my words here. All kinds of things. Yeah, keep them rolling. Keep them coming, Robert. I'm gonna get through the list here. But yeah, deer feeders, tool totes, tool boxes, mallets. Those are really fun to make and really easy. And I made some mallets. I got to finish a couple of them. Flower boxes, bookmarks, and some people have lasers. My friend Robert, Bob's World. Check out his channel, Bob's World, and he's got a new channel. What is it? What's New in Volney, I think, and he's gonna have history videos on there. Check out his channel. Check out all the people who are watching right now, and everybody has other channels. Go check out their channels too, please. Anyway, but Robert has a laser, and he made these bookmarks for my wife for a women's event. Absolutely amazing, stunning, just incredible. Yeah, just thank you again, Robert. Those were such a blessing. But yeah, bookmarks, Dixie cup holders, solo cup holders, matchstick holders. Now that's another memory. I think back that I've been Scrollsawing and woodworking for over 30 years, but actually it's more like 45, 50 years, actually, because my stepdad helped me make a couple of wood things when I was younger, when I was like 12, 13 years old. And one of them was a matchbox holder. And what it was, and I like all those vintage, nostalgic, retro type of projects. This was, you hang it on the wall. It's basically just a box with an opening on the bottom, and you put the big boxes of wooden matches in there, and it slides in, and then you open it so the matches are open on the bottom. You can grab wooden matches for your fireplace, and people don't use matches. I have matches in my fire kits and my backpacks for emergency, but I don't use matches anymore. But I made one of those. I was like 12, 13. He helped me make that. Gosh, I wish I had that. One of the first things I ever made. Yeah. And again, you take that, there's so many, those scoops you hang on the wall, there's so many antique type woodworking projects that you can make. But yeah, those are neat. Where am I here? Garden totes. I made my wife a garden tote. She doesn't really use it too much, but no, it's okay, honey. Are you still here? You must be at Mom's. Are you watching, or you're probably busy doing other things too? But yeah, tater veggie bin and trash can bin, fruit bins, which I'm gonna work on making a couple of those, honey, when I get home. I got a couple ideas. Cookbook holders. Okay, we're down on the last line here, the last 100 or so. Magazine racks, charging stations, wall mirrors, handheld mirrors, chalkboards, salad hands. Like they could be like two like hands, but you can actually trace your own hands and cut them out of wood. They don't even have to be curved, but you can curve them on a bandsaw or whatever, or you can just sand them kind of round. But for salad, I'm gonna do that, honey. I'm gonna trace my hands and make salad things. I know it'll be kind of gross because this one's crooked, so yeah, but it's all part of the fun. I'm gonna make some salad hands out of my hands, or no, maybe I should make them out of my feet. I'm gonna do it, honey. I'm gonna trace my feet, and they'll be for salad. Yes. Oh, that'll gross everybody out, but oh yes, it's all part of the fun, y'all. What are you gonna do? What are we at? Hour and 16 minutes. Oh, good. We're gonna keep it under 2 hours, though. Okay. All right. I'm gonna run down the rest of them here. Anybody else has any other ideas? Throw them at me. Woodworking ideas, Christmas gift ideas. Throw them at me. All right. But yeah, salad hands or salad feet. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You know what? It's gonna be a video. It's gonna be a video next week, y'all. It's gonna be. I gotta do it. I just gotta do it. Nobody else is gonna do it. Why not? I'm gonna do it. Okay. Ping pong paddles, pickleball paddles. Just trace the paddles, and you can make your own paddles. Earpod cases, paperweights. The empty tomb projects that people have been making for years. Those are fun. See, each one of these has individual, like hundreds of ideas. That's just another thing. But then the nativity scenes. There's all different ways you can make nativity scenes. My last video was the nativity scene, the layered one. I just made up the patterns, y'all. And there's so many different ways you can do that. But yeah, nativity scenes. Couch consoles. Basically just a little box that sits in the middle of your couch between the thing, and it could hold cups and a Kleenex and snacks and stuff. And then couch arm shelves, and I'm gonna make a couple of those, honey. And they're so simple. It's a flat board with two sides on it, but you make it to fit your couch arm rest, and then it slides over there, and it's solid. It doesn't tip, and you can actually set a coffee mug on there, or your pistachios, or your bonbons, or whatever you're eating. I mean, I don't know. This is kind of a cool idea. I seen somebody make those, and I'm gonna make them. Knife rack. I'm gonna make us a new one, honey. Or knife block. Dip sauce holder, like for in the car. You put it'll hold your little sauce from McDonald's for your chicken nuggets or your Dairy Queen tenders, or it holds the dip, so you're not spilling it all over like I usually do. Remote control holder. We have one. We have like 3 or 4 remotes, and we really only use one nowadays, but we used to have so many different ones. But random wall art. All different things you can do there. Personalized custom projects. Coffee cup covers, I mentioned earlier, to put over your coffee cup. Flower vases, memory maps. You could Scrollsaw a map, and then you could wood burn, or you could write on there different places you went in the country and different places. I am making nativity scenes for Christmas gifts this year. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's so wonderful. You know what? I wish I could see everybody, like you could post pictures on the live stream or on videos. It would be cool to see what you make. That sounds wonderful. I love nativities. But yeah, like memory maps. I'm going to make one of Lake Superior or the North Shore, where we like to go. Honey, I'm going to do that. It's on my list, but someday. Piggy banks, and there's all different things. It doesn't have to be a pig. Gumball machines, ring boxes, pick boxes. Oh, guitar pick, little tiny little box that holds guitar picks or mandolin picks. Fishing rod racks, rifle racks, bread boxes. That's an older one. Again, I'd like to make a bread box for us, because we just usually have our bread on top of the microwave or in the fridge. Recipe boxes, business card cases, audio visual racks, vintage projects, like I said, which that's 1,000 projects right there. We're almost done here with the list. I'm going to leave this one to the last. Notepad post-it holders. Miniatures. Make miniature little tools. Make miniature doll furniture, little miniature houses, all kinds of stuff like that. That would be neat. Kleenex box covers. Log, branch, twig projects. Oh, again, there's all different things you can do out of branches and twigs and logs. Oh, candles, carvings, so many things. It's a whole plethora right there. Yes, I said plethora. I do that sometimes. Bread bagel slicer, napkin rings, ottoman. An ottoman, like a footrest thing, and you can make it cushioned if you want. You can have it with a lid. You can put stuff in there. A boot jack, you know, the slanted thing. You put your boot to get your boot off, or a shoehorn. A shoehorn's like on a stick, and you get it. It's to get your shoe or your boot on or whatever. Workshop helpers for your favorite woodworker, like push sticks. For the table saw and for router tables, sanding blocks, all kinds of stuff like that. I made my granddaughter a tooth fairy box with magnet top for her first lost tooth this fall. Yep. I got boxes on here and puzzle boxes, trinket boxes. That goes in there. Yeah, I made one of those too. Actually, I think I like yours better. Very cool. Very neat. Yep. Great ideas, Robert. Even though I already had the idea. Sorry, Marty, I'm going to have to sign off now. Oh, okay. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. You can watch the replay later if you're really bored or just whatever. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. Merry Christmas, and we'll chat again soon. Pray you're doing well. It's really hard to think of me seriously when I'm sitting here blinking, isn't it? Oh, okay. Almost done. Couple more here. Grab and go shelf. I have one started at home. What's a grab and go shelf? Okay, so your front door or your back door, your side door, you're walking out the door and you got a coffee cup or you have something you're going to bring with in the vehicle and you're going somewhere, or you're walking outside or go out to the shop. You can't open the door with the coffee cup, with your pistachios, with your whatever you have, and you got to put it somewhere. So I made a shelf and it's going to go right inside our door, okay? And there's one outside the door too. Are you get? So you walk up to the door and you got your coffee mug and you got your groceries and your presents for me, you know, and you can't open the door. So put them on the shelf. Then you can open the door and go in. Or if you're going outside the door, put your coffee on the shelf as you open the door. It's kind of a grab and go shelf where you can grab and go. Well, and on the bottom of the one that's inside, it's going to have hooks. And we have a key rack right over on the other side. But this is going to be like for, I don't know, hanging something on there. Well, I would say a dog leash, but we don't have dogs right now. We're not planning on getting them. But yeah, you could hang something on there. So it's a shelf inside the door and a shelf outside the door to set stuff while you open the door. Maybe that sounds weird, but I put it on the list. And I'm making one on. So there. The last thing I had, and the reason I left it for last is because I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it. Pallet wood projects. Okay. So here's my 2 cents on pallet wood projects. To me, there's 3 ways you can use pallet wood. One, you can disassemble the pallet wood, okay, and then use the wood and run the wood through a table saw and through planers and all that stuff. Okay, a couple things about that. It's a lot of work. I've done it before. You have to pry the boards out or saw the boards off of the 4x4s or whatever. It's a lot of work to take pallets apart. Yes, they're free usually, and it's free wood and it's nice wood, but it's a lot of work to take them apart. Another thing to remember, there's nails in those boards. There is sand in those boards. There's metal in those boards. There's toxic chemicals in those boards because they were used to ship things. All kinds of batteries and oil and all kinds of stuff. So there could be stuff in there. Do not use pallet wood for cutting boards or anything food related. Just my 2 cents. So just know that when you're running those boards through your table saw and planers and sanders, there could be metal and toxic things and oil and sand and metal in there. So be careful if you're going to disassemble pallets and use the wood. But you can't, it is really nice stuff. I've found some really nice wood in pallet wood. But that's one way to use pallet wood, but just be careful of those things. Another way, you can do the same thing, disassemble them, but just lightly sand everything and use it the natural look. It looks like pallet wood. It's, you know, it looks antique-ish, it looks old. And We have 3 kitchen organizers that I made out of pallet wood, and they look really cool. I just lightly sanded them and built them. And one is for papers and notepads and pens and pencils and different things on one side of our thing. Another one is a spice rack. Another one is a snack bin. It's full of nuts and candy and all kinds of stuff. And that's what I did there. So you could take the pallet wood apart and just lightly finish it and use it naturally. The other thing is, to me, the third way you can use pallet wood is just use the pallet. And people have done that. Honey, if you're watching, I see people use them for gardens. They use the pallet for a garden. They stand it upright, or they cut it in half, or they close in the ends, or put it back on it, and you can use it as a planter. I've seen people use them, and they built like a headboard for their bed. I've seen people build cabins out of pallets. I've seen the way they are. You don't take them apart. You just use the pallet as a pallet. And you could make tables out of them and shelves, and if you're doing big things, you got to have all the same size pallets, otherwise they won't fit together. But yeah, you can use a pallet just the way it is, just a pallet. So yeah, all kinds of ways you can use pallet wood, but just be careful in the way you use it. Does it get quiet when I stop rambling or what? Especially when the truck's not running. My reefer's running because it's full of butter. Got a load of butter from Tulare, California, going to Carthage, Missouri. You can almost hear the things blinking. You can almost hear the candle burning. Anyway. That's all I have to say about that. 250 ideas, and each one of those, there's thousands of options and ideas. So think outside the box, make up your own designs and patterns and plans. Look for free ones, buy some, combine patterns, find old ones, use new ones, do what other people are doing. But be yourself, be unique, and just make stuff. Be creative, make gifts, and yeah. So, all right, this is getting a little too blinky here. Oh, good night. Where's the button? All right, yeah. Let's just tone the tone the lighting down a little bit here. Oh, that's nice. We got the Christmas lights. We got the candle. I need another fig. Anybody else have any ideas that I didn't mention? Yeah, those are good, and real fruit figs are better for you, but I like the other ones better. I mean, the other ones have a lot of sugar in them, probably. That's what I'm missing. I don't need a lot of sugar nowadays, but they're good. My truck should be starting any minute here. But yeah. I'm running out of ideas and running out of words, y'all. Hour and a half into this thing. We can keep rolling here if anybody wants to talk about anything. If you have questions, comments, complaints, shoot them at me. And if you like this video, this live stream, please give it a thumbs up. And I believe you can comment after it's live. I never see any comments after, but pretty sure you can. So, yeah. Anyway, it's just kind of fun to make gifts, make woodworking gifts, projects for Christmas. So this year I'm not making a whole lot. I mean, I made my Christmas ornaments, making those nativity scenes for our kids. Well, I made one for us, and I'm going to try to make them for them. We'll see. And I've done some other decorations and projects, and mostly just to do something new and make a video, but not making a whole lot else this year. And honestly, I like to do it throughout the year. I say that every year. I'm going to start January making Christmas ornaments, making gifts, and doing things. Uh, but yeah, just get busy, but it's fun. Yeah, if you have the money and you want to buy gifts, that's nice too. But to make something means a lot, and it's not about all the gifts. It's about celebrating Jesus and time together and all that stuff. But it's fun making gifts. So there's lots of ideas, y'all. Think for yourself. Don't let other people tell you what you have to do and how you have to do it. You know, it's like my spoons. My little eating pick things. These are all crooked and wonky, but these things are so fun. These are fun to carve because there's no wrong way to do it. Yeah, I like making these. They're kind of fun. Stab your steak, and even the spoons. I like making these coffee stirs. But yeah, I love whittling and carving. I need to do it more often. Yeah, take time to do things you enjoy. Take time for family, and I don't know. Just hope you're all doing well. Just want to do a live stream. I haven't been doing them often. I do them every Saturday if I have something interesting to talk about. So throw some topics at me, give me some ideas, and yeah. Well, I may end up, if nobody's going to say anything, we might call it a live stream. It looks like people are starting to leave. But this has been fun. I hope you like the ideas I shared. Again, they're not my ideas. There's just tons of ideas out there, and there's Facebook groups for woodworking and Scrollsawing and anything you like, and YouTube. There's all kinds of things out there, and there's books and magazines and all kinds of ways to get ideas and stuff. And again, make up your own ideas and your own patterns and plans, and that's how things came to be. Other people made them up, or we wouldn't know about them. So yeah, be creative. Well, maybe we'll end this live stream. It seems like people are getting quiet here. I'm getting quiet. Hi, hon. I was just getting ready to end the live stream. Nobody's talking. Do you have any other ideas of things to make out of wood for gifts? Do you have any thoughts or questions for me or anything? I turned a couple of lights off because it was getting a little busy as far as the sensory overload here. Blow out the candle there. Love you, hon. Hope you're having a good night. Anybody has any other ideas they want to throw out, or questions or thoughts or comments, throw them at me. We'll get ready to wind down here. See if I can get more people to join in on the live streams. I want it to be more of a conversation, not just me rambling. Well, we're winding down here. Oh, now I gotta blow my nose. Sorry about that. Oh, good night. What is that? You don't see that every day. Okay, well, doesn't look like anybody's gonna say anything. We're winding down here. I just pray you're all doing well and you're having a wonderful Christmas season. And yeah, just celebrate Jesus and church activities and events and concerts and music and family get-togethers, and do what you can, and sometimes just let Christmas be. You know, this year is a little different. My wife's at her mom's helping her. I'm on the road a lot, but we'll have Christmas and do some things together and just enjoy the season. And every day is a blessing wherever God has you. Just do your best and live fully alive in the midst of all the trials of life. That's all. It's what I try to do, and I encourage you all to do too. And well, I guess we'll say so long here. Thanks everybody for watching. Please give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please watch my other videos. I have over 650 some videos, I think. All different ramblings, and you can even watch past live streams. And you know, I got shorts. Again, I have like 70 playlists, all different categories of videos. Please go watch those if you enjoy them. Please subscribe if you like my channel. And again, it's just me sharing my life, and I just pray it's a blessing to you in some way. Anyway. Well, I'm going to call it a live. 1 hour and 38 minutes, 39 minutes. This has been this has been fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all in the next one.